What is going on, my YouTube family, and welcome back to another episode. Today is going to be one of those days. Hopefully it goes the way I want it to. So I took a little bit of time off and enjoyed the holiday with the fam and stuff like that. But today I do have my laptop with me. I do have a couple things, and it is extremely hot in the garage, so I might just turn the AC on in here. But like I said before, I do have my laptop. I do have a new belt. I do have a new belt that I got from, it's a Duralast belt, so AutoZone. I do have my, I have a new, what do you want to call that? Power, fan from GK Tech. So yeah, I bought a new fan, like I told you guys before. The old fan was just broken, and I did not want to run it. So this is supposed to be a better fan, so hopefully it is a better fan, and I won't have to really worry about anything. But the major part for today is going to be something that I'm going to try to get done. I haven't had any luck before, so today hopefully I do get some luck getting this thing started. It is very odd because I don't really have any experience with tuning cars and stuff like that. I it's just not my forte, obviously. Like, you guys would know if I were, but I just don't. So last time I showed you guys, I do have the trickle charger up to the GTR. I did, it has been on the trickle charger for a little bit here. Like I said before, I took a little bit of time off in hopes to try to figure out what was going on with this car. I do have, I don't know if it's a solution, but I'm gonna try to figure it out. I'm gonna try to figure out if this thing, this whole system is giving me any kind of signal. So if it's giving me some type of signal, then I know it's working to a degree. So I watched a couple videos on people doing theirs, and mine isn't that far off. So I'm just assuming that these three dots here are gonna be pretty much base timing. That's kind of what I'm assuming. Bad to assume, but that's what I'm gonna assume for right now. Down at the bottom there, I'm gonna assume everything is all correct and that these two Hall effect sensors are working. So the Haltech thankfully does have a what do you want to call that? Oscillator? No, it's got some type of window on it to show me if these two crank and cam sensors are actually doing what they got to do. I mean, obviously it's not starting the car, so it's not really going to do what it's got to do, but maybe it's just a crisscross of the wires or something like that is my guess. So let me set the camera up. Let me get the laptop plugged up, and I want to show you guys exactly what exactly I'm talking about, because if we have signal, then possibly it's something to do with the ECU having two cross wires is what I'm hoping for, but I don't exactly know. So I have not touched the car at all since the other day, but I don't know. We'll just have to see if we can get this thing and do base timing. So let me set the camera up over my shoulder, and let me get the laptop ready to show you guys. So hold on one second. All right, so I hope you guys can kind of see this. I'm loaded up to the Haltech screen here. Click this bad boy over. All right, so take this bad boy off and show you guys. So as of right now, I do have the trigger kit set to home, multi-tooth, single tooth home. All right, there. And I put on crank. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to put on cam and see if that changes anything, and it's gonna prompt me to reboot the device. Okay. All right, so now that that's done, I'm going to see how this trigger kit works. All right, so I do have the 2 Hall effect sensors, rising edge. I have them both to rising edge. I do have it set to 12 teeth. That's on the crank, and I'm gonna see if this thing will start quick. All right, still won't crank, or still won't start. So what I'm gonna do is fuel system. I'm gonna disable the injectors. I'm going to restart this. I think that nothing really bad, but if I'm gonna try to start this bad boy, I want to try to see if I can get if I could see if this thing is gonna show anything. So let me find synchro. All right, what I'm gonna do is just give me one. You know what? Ignition tuning. There is something that I need to find. Oscilloscope. That's what I was looking for before, an oscilloscope. This ECU has an oscilloscope built into it. So what I'm gonna do is let me try to find that oscilloscope map or whatever, and I want to see if I could find it and see if this thing's actually got any kind of signal going to it. So just give me 1 second. All right. So I do have my oscilloscope open here. If you go to the top of your NSP page, the oscilloscope will be right here, and since it's already open, I'll just flick it up to the top here. So as you can tell here, your main voltage is channel 1 trigger voltage, trigger input state, home voltage, and home input state. So those are all of my my trigger kit parameters. So if you can tell here, let me just close this. I did move it back over to crank, the crank, trigger location to crank. 12 tooth, just like normal, multi-tooth, single home, and 2 Hall effect sensors. So nothing has changed. I'm just gonna open up the oscilloscope to see if there's anything that's actually registering here at all. So there is little peaks and valleys here, but it should be really it should be very noticeable if there's any trigger voltage at all. So let me just turn the key here and let's see. All right, so as you can tell, I got nothing here, nothing at all. So that tells me one of two things. So the first being my trigger kit is not hooked up correctly, or I don't have the lash that I need in my trigger kit as far as like spacing from the bottom of the trigger tooth, the tooth or whatever, and the top of my sensor that's down there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up underneath the car and I'm gonna take the cam trigger off, and I'm gonna use that as a lash, and I'm gonna try to get the trigger closer, or as close as possible without actually touching. So just give me 1 second. I will let me adjust this and I'll be right back. All right, people, so it's been it's been a little bit. So I did take the night and think about exactly how this thing is wired up, and I'm definitely gonna give some shout outs to a couple guys. Yeah, where we're at right now is that I do have this thing rewired. I'll show you what we got here. If I get the laptop up. All right, so looking at the laptop here, I know it's like kind of hard to tell. All right, so let's bring up the oscilloscope. Key on. And all right, so I do have the oscilloscope pulled up here, and let's give it a couple blips of the key here. Oh, battery's almost dead. Battery's almost dead. But yeah, give me 1 second. All right, everybody, so I do have some major news here. Well, not super major news, but some news. So I do have this thing plumbed up the correct way here. So one of the things that I will tell you is that you guys actually know that when I bought this kit, it was, you know, I got it from somebody else. So it was already wired up. So I assumed that it was wired correctly. It was not wired correctly. So what I had to do was I had to take both of these Hall effect sensors off. I had to back probe them, make sure that power, ground, and the signal wires were in the correct spots, which they weren't. So, but yeah, it is what it is. It's one of those things you just got to make sure you watch who you get these things from, because their stuff could be different. I can't remember where I got this from. I don't know if it was a guy from Australia that actually had this kit, or if it was somebody US based. I can't really remember, but there is 3 different wires on here, and they are not anything close to what we have here in the States. So the jumper that I got from Sin Garage, they use red, they use black, and they use white. So the red wire is for constant 12 volt power. The white one is the signal wire, and black one is for ground. So these cherry bombs here, I don't know exactly where they're from, but they use blue, black, and brown. So your blue wire is the ground wire. The black wire is your constant, if I'm not mistaken. And your brown wire, no, I'm sorry, the brown wire is constant, and your black wire is your signal wire. So make sure that you have those all together, and it is exactly the same. So let me test. I don't know why my my charger for the car is not going, but I want to show you something. So I'm going to turn the car on, key on, and I want to bring up the oscilloscope here. And I do have this warning here. It's for I have it locked, but we're gonna get into that a little bit later. I gotta wait for this thing to actually charge. But let me bring up the oscilloscope here, and let me give it a blip of the key here, see what it goes. All right, so you see that, and it's gone. But as you could tell, this car did have a square wave from the oscilloscope. So both square waves do match up to what I should be having square wave over on these 2 sensors. So which is very good, very positive direction here. But like I said before, I'm gonna need a lot more juice. So I'm probably gonna whip out my like big battery charger and just go off of that. Get rid of this little small thing because it's almost dead anyway. And let me see what we can do. So as I told you before earlier in the video, I do have my fan. I did have to go through and actually get a different power steering belt. So if you guys do run this kit and are looking for a belt, this is the part number 4PK0945. That's what I did. It's still a little tight, but it gets the job done. So maybe a 50, 950, or I used the 945. So yeah, yeah. So we're just gonna keep it moving from here. I'm gonna put this this intercooler pipe on. I'm gonna take the top off here, and I'm gonna pull the first spark plug And I do have a jumper here somewhere. Where do I have it? It's in here somewhere. Here it is. So I do have this jumper here, which I'm gonna use. It should be good enough to actually give me a signal for the for my timing light. So let me get this valley cover off, get that first plug taken out, find out where top dead center is, compression, and I'm gonna mark my crank because I don't think my crank actually has a mark on it, which is a little bit upsetting, but I need to figure out all that stuff. So yeah, let me set the camera up and let's just keep going. All right, everybody, so this is my setup. It's very rudimentary here. I have my jumper going down to the spark plug. I have this zip tied here just so that it would stay and not really move around. And then I have my gun all ready to go, set to 20 degrees, power, ground, signal. And I do have the battery charger back here, and ready to go, which I'm probably just gonna throw on right now. So, all right, so let's get this thing kind of going and let's see what we can do. So key on. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to see if I could, let's see if I can, fuel system and disable. Nope, I don't want to disable. All right, so fuel injectors are enabled. I'm gonna bring up the trigger kit and let's see. Hopefully we get something. Make sure my timing light is out of the way. All right, it's out of the way. All right, now let's see. Let's crank it and hopefully hope for the best. All right, so we're getting somewhere. So way off, obviously. So let's try 200. Just want to get it started without any gas. Oh, 200 is the wrong direction. Let's try 500. Let's see. Let's try 0 degrees and see what happens. 100. I don't want to start. The last thing I really want is for this thing to actually, like, I just want it to start. You know what I'm saying? Just want it to start. All right, so we're gonna hold off here, and I'm gonna find out what the hell, you know. All right, people. So it has been a couple days. And I'm making these like little vlogs just to kind of show my progress here and my mindset. So at this point, I pulled out the coil pack and the spark plugs. The spark plugs look really good. They're just black, rich, obviously. Like they're not bad or fouled out. I'll probably give them a quick clean or something like that. One thing I did notice right off the bat, I don't exactly know what this plug is back here, but it does have a bad wire. So I know you guys can barely focus in on that. So whatever that goes to, it goes to the end of this piece here. So my coil setup. So, and it burnt a little bit of this here, so it melted a little bit. So I don't exactly know what that goes to, but yeah, I don't know. I think I am making some progress. So when I show you, let me just get up my laptop here, and let me show you exactly what I got going on. So one thing that I have noticed, I came from work today, and I've been like very frustrated with the car, and obviously you guys can tell that, you know, like why wouldn't I be super you know, going crazy about this, because I'm just trying to get this car started, to be honest with you. As you guys remember, everything is down on the floor, but one thing I will tell you, I'm gonna make sure my fueling is, oh, well, sensors, nope, no, engine configuration. All right, trigger. All right, so I do have it over here. I did move it to crank. I had it on the cam for a little bit, and I was getting this error. All right, so I have the injectors disabled. So I've cranked it a bunch of times here, and I do have like good battery voltage, like 12.4, 12.5, or 12.2, 12.3. I do not have any trouble codes, which is very, very odd to me. So I had it on trigger, and then I had it like multi-tooth, single tooth home, and then I had 12, which is normal, and I had it on the camshaft. And yeah, so I'm gonna show you exactly what I got going on. So the oscilloscope, it takes a minute for it to come up, but I still do have perfect signal here. Let me show you. Don't exactly know why it takes forever for it to actually like load up. I don't know what's going on here. I don't understand. So I had voltage here, and for some reason now I don't see any kind of voltage. This is very odd to me. The only thing I can think of is that like maybe my battery is just dying. Let me see. I have 12 volts here. Maybe that's it. And maybe it's dipping down too low. Yeah, dipping down to 9 volts. So hold on. Let me. Yeah. See, issue. So this thing is really small, so I can barely even see it. So I got to figure out a way to scale it up a little bit. But I do have signal here, as you can tell. So, but yeah, one of the things that I have noticed is that I don't have any trouble codes. So for a long time, I was fighting these trouble codes, and it doesn't show any. Doesn't have any trouble codes. So I was fighting a, I think, engine position, you know, error code, you know, DTC or whatever. But now I don't show that, so which could be good. This little warning here is because of the ignition lock. So I have it locked at 20 degrees right now, only because I wanted to make sure that this thing was in time. But it's looking like it is in time, so I can undo this ignition lock if I really wanted to, but it's really not going to make too much of a difference. Like I said before, I wanted to make sure that I didn't get any trouble codes. So I'm gonna shut down my computer and just let it rest here. Like I said before, I am hot out of work, very hot in here, but I wanted to come home, pull the spark plugs before they actually get cylinder wash down. I think that's what it's called, wash down. So when the fuel goes down to the oil pan, I did not want that to happen. So I came home, pulled the plugs and pulled the coils. Next thing I got to do is I got to fix whatever wire that is and make sure that it didn't do any damage to my coil on plug setup. So yeah, that's probably like this part looks like it's perfectly fine, but I just don't know. I don't know exactly what it goes to. So yeah, I'll definitely figure it out before I actually make before I release this video. So hopefully by the time I release this video, it'll be I'll actually just have this thing running. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going at this for a little bit, here's and there's, but yeah, just follow me on this journey. All right, follow me. All right, ladies and gentlefolk, so as you can tell, I am all put back together. I did repair this wire over here. I told you guys I was. Unfortunately, I didn't have any 2-pin Deutsch connectors, so I temporarily, you know, I put it to a 4-pin connector here, and you know, I ordered a whole kit so that I do get 2-pin connectors. So as soon as I do get those, I will you know, depin this and put the 2 pin on here. But I made sure that I have a ground over here from my ignition coils, and everything is plugged up, ready to go. I do have this kind of exposed, everything up here, just because I wanted to make sure like everything has been good. But very good development here, and it just happened right off camera. It's been a couple days since I've actually been out here, as you can kind of imagine. I didn't really want to come out, but I did. Like I'll show you this. So I made sure that my trigger kit was, like I said, it was on the crank 12 tooth, and I just disabled the fuel injectors. Now I wanted to see if this thing would fire here, and I do have the timing light on the lead here ready to go, so I can see if it fires here. So let's see. So I know it's kind of hard to see, but it is firing, and it is very strong signal. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna enable my my fuel injector. So as you can tell here, this one check engine, well, it's not a check engine light, it is a warning here that my ignition is locked at 20 degrees here. So I'm gonna keep that locked, because I definitely want to check it just to make sure. But I don't have any check engine lights. Like I said before on the last clip, I think one of the last clips, is that it doesn't have a crank, you know, engine position sensor, you know, fault code. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna enable my injectors here, reboot the ECU, and let's see if this thing will start. Voila, voila. So I'm gonna open up this door. All right, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check this timing light to see where I'm at here. Hopefully I don't. All right, I don't know if you guys can see. I'm locked over here at 20 degrees, and yeah, I do have positive. Everything is working good. Everything is working good. So yeah. Finally, this thing is actually going. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna keep this thing running, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this bad boy back together. I'm not gonna go crazy. I do have a lot of stuff that I still need to do, as far as like I need to bleed the system. I need to make sure my new my fan is you know, I need to do that, put the new fan on. I need to put the fan shroud on. So yeah, hopefully this is just the issue, that there was a broken connector back there, and everything lined up really good. So I do have 3 dots here that I am top dead center. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all this stuff apart, put everything back together, the front fascia, the intake parts, put the new fan on and stuff like that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this thing for a ride. So yeah, check back with me in a couple of minutes. I'll be right back. All right, people, so after taking this bad boy for a couple test drives, or a couple long test drives, I'm super happy to tell you, like, the car feels a lot better, and yeah, I have no issues with it whatsoever. So looking at this bad boy, I put this G-Tech you know, fan on, and boy oh boy is it quiet. Like, let me show you. Like, the OEM fan is just way louder than that. So super happy that it does sound relatively decent. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna leave this episode off. This car has been a thorn in my side for the last couple weeks here. Not that it's like a really bad problem, but you know, the GTR is something that, like, it's supposed to be like turnkey, but it hasn't been turnkey for, I don't know, the last couple weeks now. And now that it's finally finished, I can kind of enjoy it a little bit more now. So I'm gonna give this thing a serious bath, because before I started working on it, it was not clean whatsoever. So yeah, like I said, this is where I'm gonna leave this video off. Hopefully you enjoyed the process and watched me with my struggles. And yeah, hopefully it helps you out. I don't know exactly the process, what I did here, but it worked, and the car is running really good. So yeah, I'll see you guys on our next one. All right, deuces. All right, so before I close out this video here, I forgot to do a couple things. So I did get a couple some help with the GTR from this guy on Facebook, and I want to give a big shout out to him. Jordan Fry, thank you so much for helping me out. You know, you pointed me in the right direction to do a couple things that I had no idea about. But I will tell you this, like like I said, I want to give a big shout out to him. Without him, I couldn't have got this bad boy running. I put a thread out there on Facebook to see if anybody could help me out, and at first I got no comments, but Jordan Fry came to the rescue here, helped me out, a big help. So thank you once again, Jordan. I really appreciate all of your help and getting back to me, for real. So he's still in constant communication with me just to make sure that the car is good. It is a little lazy, like I said before in a previous clip. I think I said that it is a little lazy still getting on the boost, but these two I do have two small bigger upgraded turbos, so like it's gonna get a little lazy. But I'm definitely gonna have my tuner actually look into if he could see anything that's you know, abnormal or anything like that. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna leave this video off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, deuces.